dot. Means we're good.
Gotcha.
Hi guys, Matt Lemke with your gamer goggles, and we're at Origins Game Fair. I almost said in Columbus, which you guys didn't know what that meant, right? And I'm obviously delirious with fun and sidetracked and all that fun stuff, but we're at the Shoot Again Games booth, which I always want to call the Pinball Showdown booth because she actually works on pinball machines, and I'm with Diane, the creative, well, one of the creative minds behind all their games.
Correct. I can't take full credit as much as I'd like to.
Well, that's good. Oh, you're a team, right? It's
yes,
a husband,
absolutely,
wife
yes, yeah.
That's always cool to see. I just learned today that Atlas Games is a whole family.
Oh, cool.
Mom and Dad are here. They're helping with the booth, which is like, I'm like, wow, that's so bad to the bone. But we're going to talk about Bigfoot and Yeti, which released today, right?
Yes, today's the official release of Bigfoot vs. Yeti.
And we're going to talk about their Kickstarter game, and I can't read it from here, which is Born to Serve, which looks like a throwback comic book hero kind of Batman TV-ish game. Am I close?
It has superheroes.
I got that part right. So we're going to start with Bigfoot vs. Yeti, which is, well, I don't even know because I didn't look at it yet, because I'm bad.
Here's Bigfoot Yeti.
The art is cool. The art is really cool.
In this game, all the players are cryptozoologists trying to prove the various unknown creatures like Bigfoot, Yeti, Loch Ness Monster, Jersey Devil, etc. You want to be the most famous cryptozoologist, so you want your discoveries to be taken seriously by the scientific community, okay? And this is kind of a rummy-style game, and so what you're doing is you're playing suits, which are the creatures. All the creatures have abilities, so when you play them, they do something. They do something for you. They help you in some way, help you maybe prove what you're trying to prove, or they can also negatively impact the other cryptozoologists who you're trying to discredit. Now, the way you discredit other cryptozoologists is through the tabloids. The discard pile is called the tabloids, like the old tabloid newspapers, where with like I married Bigfoot, that kind of thing. Like, President meets with space aliens. So if you're trying to prove something and a story appears in there, that kind of makes it less credible. And that is in the game simulated with the discrediting mechanic, which is the discard pile, which is called the tabloids. The way it works is at the end of the round, you read the tabloids, and anything in there that matches a creature somebody's trying to prove, whoever has the most of that creature loses one of those creatures from their sets before it's scored. And to prove a creature, you need 10 or more points of that creature on the table. It makes the scientific community take note. So you're trying to prove your creature, and it will double your creature. It's for everybody. So if Loch Ness Monster has 10 or more points on the table, it doubles for everyone. So that's what you're trying to do. But of course, other people are trying to discredit you and keep it below 10 points so that they don't double. So there's also, obviously, since it's called Bigfoot vs. Yeti, there's obviously a Bigfoot vs. Yeti battle mechanic in there where both Bigfoot and Yeti, Yeti's sick of Bigfoot taking all the credit and getting like the commercials and the TV shows and stuff. So Yeti's fed up and he's not taking it anymore. So the way that works is, as I said, all the creatures have abilities. Bigfoot and Yeti have the same ability. And there are cards in the game which can be either Bigfoot or Yeti. They can be played on either side. And the ability of those creatures is when you play it, you take one from the other side and flip it to your side.
Okay.
So you're trying to, and at the end.
Okay.
Right, so at the end of the round, either Bigfoot or Yeti wins the battle by having the most points on the table. If Bigfoot wins, all the Yeti cards are worth 0, and if Yeti wins, all the Bigfoot cards are worth 0. Now, if they tie, then both Bigfoot and Yeti are worth 0 because they're off still battling somewhere else to basically still resolving it, which could be useful if I'm a player that's maybe not involved in the Bigfoot Yeti battle. Maybe I want to try to, at the end, put something out there to make it even so that they don't score either their Bigfoot or their Yeti cards. So that's another thing. So that's kind of in a nutshell. There's other things, phenomenon cards that help you and stuff, and various pieces of evidence and proof that help prove the creatures. But that's kind of it, basically, in a quick overview.
That was pretty thorough, actually. A lot more than I expected. It almost sounds, in some ways, like there's a lot of strategy as to what goes into the discard pile.
Right.
Like, it's not like when you're playing regular Rummy where it's like, I don't need this, let's get rid of it. It's like, how can I thwart you?
Right, and that's exactly that's one of the neat things about the game is that besides obviously your hand you're trying to you're trying to get rid of, right, the stuff out of there. You're trying to score the various stuff you have on the table. But unlike other games, you also have to contend with the discard pile. It's really as important as any of the other things because if you're not paying attention to that and there's a lot of creature in there and you go and mount an expedition for it, you're going to end up getting nothing for that expedition because it's so badly discredited. So and also so you want to get that out of there before the end of the round.
And how many rounds are there in a game?
The game is usually 3 or 4 rounds. You go to 100 points. Okay, the person at the end of a round, if no one's crossed 100, you do another round. It's usually 3 or 4 rounds. 3 is the average. 4 is not uncommon. 2 is extremely rare. As is 5. Usually 3 or 4 is
Okay. So next, hold that baby up there. Yeah, Born to Serve.
Born to Serve.
With monstrous yellow guy with weird hat.
That's the human pinball.
One of our friends.
Okay, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah, it's like a pop bumper on his head.
Yep.
So, Born to Serve, this is a game that's going to be on Kickstarter later this year. Okay, in it, the great news is that we're all superheroes. Now, the bad news is that we're all kind of very low-level superheroes in a very small town, and unfortunately, we just lost our government funding for our supergroup, and now we have to go out and get a real job. Being in a small town, there's one job available right now at the local restaurant for a waiter or a waitress. So the owner says, you know what, you can all work at my restaurant for a day, and whoever has the most tips by the end of the day wins the job.
Can I get a thing?
Okay, and that is, well, it says it's about 60 minutes, I can see, because
Yes.
the box.
It's for 2 to 5. It's about 60 minutes. There's also like there's the staff that you can get them to do you favors to help you. Of course, you're not above using your superpowers to make sure that you get the best tips. So you're going to use the various superpowers. There's 10 different heroes. There's 8 different staff cards. So you can draft them so that it's going to be different every single time. The number of tables is based on how many players you have.
Okay. So, if people want to find out about when this launches on Kickstarter, how do they find you?
Well, for anything, you can obviously go to shootagaingames.com or to the Shoot Again Games Facebook page. Also, for Born to Serve, we have borntoservegame.com. Will lead you to our Born to Serve specific Facebook page. If you just you do that, if you just like that, then obviously when it launches, you'll see a notification about it.
And do you have a newsletter?
We don't do newsletters.
Okay. So that's it, guys. That's how you do it. After Born to Serve, what's on the table?
Well, we're looking at either an expansion for Pinball Showdown.
Oh, nice.
And depending if Born to Serve takes a little bit longer, that could jump the queue. I don't know. But right now, Born to Serve is coming up next. We also have an expansion, which this is one of our ideas. Bigfoot vs. Yeti is a sequel to Conspiracy, the game where you're a conspiracy theorist. And what we wanted to do is come up with a joint expansion.
Okay.
That could work with Conspiracy and with Bigfoot vs. Yeti. That's one of our.
Oh, wow.
One of our ideas to kind of do like a crossover expansion.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. But that was always been an idea of like, doing a crossover expansion would be really cool between 2 games.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
No. Well, we're on Twitter at shootagaingames.com. If you use Twitter, that's another way to follow us.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, great to see you.
Bye, guys. Oh, you gonna make Gen Con this year?
No. Indie Game Alliance is going to be there with Born to Serve and our other games, so you can demo it with the Indie Game Alliance.
All right. Thank you. Bye, guys.
You discard pile.